There we go.
19th of May, Rabbi Levitt, Pele, Yoetz. Nice to see you
Amen.
again, Rabbi. I hope everything's okay.
Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem. Thank you. Baruch Hashem, everything is good.
Good. Okay, so this is the last paragraph of Tehillim that we're talking about in
I wanted to
426.
I'd like to say something.
Yeah.
To interrupt for a second. Rabbi first pointed out something to me. On page 418, near the bottom, it's
418, yeah.
It says, in truth, this will be difficult for many of the common people and on the women whose mind is less focused.
Yeah.
Cry for their families due to the changes in the customs.
Yeah.
And I asked you what was the Hebrew for mind is less focused, and you said dasan kala.
Right.
So if you turn to page 88, where it's talking about controversy, machlokas, in the middle of the page, it says, all the more so between a husband and a wife who is extremely sensitive, it is incumbent upon, etc. And this phrase, who is extremely sensitive, is also dasan kala.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a difference in the way the translator is handling this phrase, even in the same work by the same Pele Yoetz. So I think we should change the wording on 418. Instead of saying whose mind is less focused, it should say who are more sensitive. It makes a lot more sense, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's just what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Whose mind?
What was the other entry other than this over here? 418?
It was on page 88 under machlokas. It says the wife is sensitive.
88? Oh,
Page
yeah.
88,
Okay.
volume 2.
Right. What paragraph is it?
It's the one that starts with if the evil of controversy.
Yeah.
And it's about 2/3 into the paragraph.
It's in a bracket at the end of the,
that's right. That's right.
at
It's
the
in
end of the line.
Oh, so I'm just not that I don't believe you, but I'm just checking myself what I have in my Hebrew Pele Yoetz for that entry over there.
Yeah.
Because to me it doesn't make any sense that it would be Daitan Kalos over there. Makes no sense.
On 88 makes no sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Not at all. So I'm very surprised to find it over there. Let me just see. That's what I have. Because it's a Gemara in Bava Metzia about Onas Devarim. It has nothing to do with Daitis and Kalos.
Baba Metzia, what daf?
I'd have to take a look. Somewhere around Mem Ches, Mem Tes. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Oh, this is okay. I'm still looking for the entry. Oh, here it is. Machlekes. Okay. The evil of controversy. Okay. Machlekes Metzia bein Nashim. Yeah, it's very strange. I also have that translation. I don't know. I would fight. It's very strange.
Bava Metzia, which
Let's take a look at the Gemara about Metzia. I'll show you what it says over there. It doesn't say anything about Daitis and Kalos.
Okay, I'm gonna get mine.
Bava Metzia. Which page? Which stuff? Oh.
Oh, Tuesday, yeah, sure. Like today's.
Do you know which page it is, Lou? Mm. Mhm. Yeah.
So have a nice job and thank you. Yeah, it's just gonna be.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. The thing was full. No, it's too much. It's this pieces in the end. I have to put it something. It's nice. You're a little really nice. Yeah, I love it. The changes are. Yeah, like that. When they put our windows in, with when they line with black frames. Do you remember what it looks like? I remember it now. I told them when like before the took over the it's beautiful. First time I oh well, it's done. So they can hold it. Not like American, I would never have to see that one. It's gorgeous. We had to finish the whole count them in to count this. She works.
Okay. Well, I don't see it right here right now. Okay, I'll I'll take a look. I'm not finding it right now. I see where I was talking about this Onas Momen. And there's such a thing as Onas Devorim. That's where the Gemara just says it. And the Lashon of the Gemara is basically her tears come quickly, so one has to be very careful not to cause Onas Devorim, especially with with a woman, especially one's wife. Doesn't say anything about Dait and Kalos. I'm not sure what I don't know why the Pele Yoetz is using that expression over here.
Right.
If you do an analysis of research into what Dait and Kalos is and how it's used in Shas, it's got nothing to do with the fact that women are sensitive. That's had nothing to do with it. That's a different thing entirely. Okay, but I'll try to find that Mari Makam for you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, because I'm interested in this phrase.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it could be it's nun. Could it be I'm mixing up mem tests and mem ches for nun tests and nun ches, but we won't take time for it now. But
Okay, so will I
yeah.
read the right?
Oh yes, we're in the middle of Tehillim here.
Right.
Okay.
The last paragraph on page of Tehillim on page 426. There is a custom among some simpletons that when they read the book of Tehillim in public, and each person is assigned one chapter, there are those people who only say the one chapter that was assigned to them to read out loud. And in between each person speaks to his fellow idle chatter or sits doing nothing. They demonstrate that their reading is not for the sake of heaven, but to display their wisdom, that they know how to read a chapter of Tehillim. For if their reading was for the sake of heaven, what difference does it make whether it is read silently or out loud? A person who is not endowed with wisdom, or one who only has a book of Tehillim in his possession, must not reading the entire book several times a day. He should not sit idly. Behold, our sages in Tana Devei Eliyahu Zuta, Perek 2, said, even if a person reads and repeats the entire day the phrase Bereshis 32:22, and the phrase is, and the sister of Lotan was Timnah, he is given a reward like one who is engaged in Negaim and Ohalot. Likewise, someone who does not have any holy book in his hand when he sits in his store or travels on the road should learn these chapters of Tehillim which he knows by rote, or Mishnayot which he knows by rote. He should review them even 1,000 times, and he will receive a good reward, and it will be pleasant to Hashem, like one who learns Negaim and Ohalot. In truth, our sages in Brachas 5b said, whether one does a lot or a little, what truly matters is that he directs his heart to heaven.
Okay. Kind of hard to follow exactly what his point is over here. Let's just try to read this over again and digest it. Yes. So, not familiar with this custom about the book of Tehillim. One person has each person gets a chapter. But in any case, it's obvious that if all he does is read one chapter and then talk idle chatter or do nothing, it's not the object of why everybody got together. Okay, so so what a person should say to him, he says, if he was not endowed with wisdom, or one who only has a book of Tehillim in his possession, should not tire of repeating the entire book several times a day. I think I see what his point is over here. He shouldn't sit idly. That's the point of this paragraph. Do not sit idly. Even a person who doesn't have all the svorim in order to learn, or if he does, he's not able to learn from them. But that's not an excuse to sit idly. Even and that's why he says that that even someone who says a pasuk in Chumash and he doesn't have any other story, doesn't know anything else, but he truly desires to cling to Hashem and engage himself in the midst of Talmud Torah, even if he says a pasuk in Bereshis that would seem to have very little meaning to it or depth to it. It's just describing that who was the sister of Lotan, is the sister of Lotan was Timnah. That doesn't seem to be something which has great depth or meaning to it. But nevertheless, if he does it with the kavanah that this is what he can do, and this is he wants to fulfill the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, he's given a reward for his wishes. That this is what he'd like to do. He'd like to engage in Torah at the greatest level that there is. Even like somebody who's actually engaged in the Goyim and Olos, very difficult and intricate halachas of ritual impurity. And he's not able to do that, but Hashem looks at the hearts. And so therefore that's why he says that at the end of the day, he should even review the Tehillim that he has. That's all he has. He's in his store. He's on the road. All he has is a Sefer Tehillim. He should say them and study them and review them 1,000 times because that's his mitzvah of Talmud Torah. I think he's talking about the mitzvah of Talmud Torah over here. Because it's regarded, it'll be pleasant to Hashem. There's a certain, maybe not the same scar, but he says it'll create an achas ruach to Hashem, just like one who learns Negoyim and Olos. And then he finishes with this Gemara that we should look up. It's a famous statement that Chazal say, whether one does a lot or does a little. What truly matters is that he directs his hearts to heaven. That's the theme of this chapter. And so therefore one who really wants to direct his heart to heaven, whatever it is that he knows how to learn, that's what he should do. Because sitting idly is not directing his heart to heaven. Let's take a look at this Gemara in Brachos 5b. 5B. Hmm. Five B. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's the words over here are in the Gemara are
I see.
they're about 5-6 lines from the end of the narrow lines.
They're on page 5B2 on the right-hand column.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10.
seems like it's disappeared for me. I thought I had it.
But
Yeah, there it is. Sheninu, echad hamarba ve'echad hamamayit, bivad shechaben libo b'shamayim. What I'm interested in is it's a very nice platitude, but we always want to know what is this platitude? What's the actual scenario that the Gemara is dealing with that it said that platitude? Shanino. And it's actually quoted in many other Gemaras as well, this statement over here. Okay, so um hmm. Oh, I see. It's sort of like in the middle of a whole thing over here. Okay. Let's go from Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Elazar Cholash. Rabbi Elazar was very sick, weak. Oh, Legabe, Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan came to visit him, see what he could say to strengthen him and inspire him, or if there's something to do to help him that he needs. He needs medicine or he needs some other thing. Chaza, Dami Kogane, Babai Sofel. And when Rabbi Yochanan came in, he noticed that Rabbi Elazar was there, and the house was a fail. It was completely dark. He didn't have any lights. Galyel Lidare Benafal Nahira. Oh, this is interesting. Rabbi Yochanan revealed his arm, and the house became illuminated. Okay, that's Rabbi Yochanan. Chazi dahabe ka bochi Rabbi Elazar. And then Rabbi Yochanan noticed that Rabbi Elazar was crying. And he said, Amalei, amai kalbachis, why are you crying? Imishum Torah de lo apesht. If it's because you don't feel that you learned enough Torah according to your your whatever sheninu. We learned elsewhere. The quote over here, the Gemara in Menachos. Whether one does a lot, whether one does a little, the object is to direct one's heart to heaven. Oh, so now here is what we were asking about, what I was referring to. If you take a look over there in the Gemara in Menachos, I'm not saying we're going to do that right now, but the Gemara in Menachos talks over there about every person, whether he can afford to bring a large animal as a ola, whether is a person who has not a penny to his name, and therefore he's going to bring a flower offering. They're equal. That's the idea of this statement. They are equal because they're equal if the hearts, because it depends on the hearts. Each one did what he was capable of doing in terms of his physical ability, his physical wherewithal to bring a korban, but what equalizes them is that is the hearts. If their heart is directed to Shemaim, then that is the Spitz korban. Okay, so that's what he said as far as Rabbi Yochanan was saying. He was applying that statement in Menachos over there about the korbanos, giving a big animal as opposed to giving a flower offering. He was applying it to learning Torah. You can also apply the same platitude to the learning of Torah. If you didn't learn as much as you had wanted to learn, sorry? Oh, okay, I'll continue. And if you are crying on account of the facts that you don't have anything to eat, you shouldn't be worried about that. You shouldn't be sad about that either. Lo kol adam zocha l'shtei shulchanos. Not every person is zocha to what they call shtei shulchanos, 2 tables. What does the 2 tables refer to? The 2 tables refer to the shulchan of Torah and the shulchan of osher, of wealth. You certainly had Torah, Rebbe Elazar, but it's okay. So you did if you weren't a wealthy person, okay. Not everybody has both. And if it's because over here. One of the commentators say is because Rabbi Elazar had a child that was nifter in his lifetime. Dain Gorma Dasira Beer. Oh, then Rabbi Yochanan said take a look at these teeth that I'm showing. My 10 children that I lost in my lifetime. So, okay, so in any case, that's the idea over there. We see that it can apply to Korbanos. We see that it can apply to Torah. And that's the idea over here. Whether he's learning Negoim or Olos, or whether he's saying Tehillim and trying to learn Tehillim as much as he can, or something more simple. But the idea is that he has to direct his heart to heaven, because that is the idea of mitzvahs, and Torah is the greatest mitzvah. So certainly that's what is involved in Talmud Torah. Not just learning the halachas, not just learning what the proper Torah view is on a given subject, but it's a mitzvah that directs that a person should direct his heart to heaven, and therefore he wants to be involved in it at all times, because he wants to direct his heart to heaven in all situations. So not to sit by idly. Chas v'shalom. Okay. And a round of applause for Tehillim. Page 425. Now we go on to Toldos. Offspring. And if you're wondering what the vowelization over here is, Toldos has a cholam over both vavs, and has a kametz underneath the lamed. And with that, we will go to Alan to start off. Toldos.
Which page are we on?
426. The same number as the bus that goes to Petah Tikva, to Yeshivat or Yisrael, where my son learned.
Got it in a second. All right, there's a custom, is that the one? Or offspring?
There are generations.
Offspring. There are generations that Noah unto a person in this world and in the world to come. The children are good offspring. A righteous father will surely rejoice, and one who begets a wise son will be happy with him in this world, and his soul will delight in abundance in the world to come. As such, a man is obligated to make every effort to have children. If he had children in his younger years, he must strive to have children in his later years. For a man does not know which one will be greater or whose children will be greater. This one or that one, or perhaps both of them, will be good. Just as a man rejoices in good children, in the opposite way in Mishlei, a foolish son angers his father and rebels against the one who bore him. He will be embarrassed by them in this world. The sages in Bereshit Rabbah 44:9 already said that Abraham Avinu said before Hashem, if I have children that anger you, it is better that I will be childless. David Amelech said the same thing. Let this be a consolation to those who are childless. Perhaps before heaven it was revealed that what children would issue from them, and that was the best for them was done. Therefore, every person must pray that he should have children, good sons and daughters. He must make every effort to raise them with Torah and the service of Hashem, and that his daughters should be perfect in character and work skills, so that he may marry them off to Torah scholars or to God-fearing individuals. By doing so, his heart will be happy and his soul will rejoice.
Wow. Okay, good. A round of applause for page 426. And hooray! Good. And now we go to just as in regard. And we go to Lou to continue the reading.
Just as in regard to the prohibited activities of Shabbos, there are fathers, primary categories, and offspring, secondary categories. Similarly, in all of the mitzvos, there are fathers, and from the fathers there are offspring. What emerges from something that is pure, and what emerges from something that is impure is impure. A mitzvah facilitates another mitzvah, and a sin facilitates another sin. There are times when a father is hidden from the eye, but a son bears testimony on his father. Since it is impossible to have a son without a father, for example, arrogance is hidden from everyone's eyes, and all people will say that they are not arrogant. In truth, no one is completely immune from it, whether a lot or a little. Behold, the offspring of arrogance are anger and hypersensitivity. The offspring of anger are curses, blasphemies, and profanities. Their offspring are hatred and competition. And their offspring are a man speaking against his brother and disparaging the son of his mother, etc. Who is a person that is confident that he is innocent of all of these things? If there are no fathers, from where have all these offspring come? Consequently, a person must distance himself from sins and bad character traits and cling to mitzvos and good character. For this is not only an expression of who he is, but they will influence his offspring, who will be just like him.
Wow. So this is a whole new insight into what it means, fathers and offspring. And so he took over here the meter of arrogance, and then he said, here that the father is, so to speak, hidden from the eye, because why is it that a father is hidden from the eye? Because the person doesn't want to see it's not so pleasant to see the real reason for different things, that different fallout that he has, I suppose. It's hard to admit the truth. That he says that if you ask people, are they arrogant? They'll say, oh no, chas v'shalom. All people will say that they are not arrogant. But then he comes, so that's the father, so to speak. the father that creates the offspring, and the offspring of arrogance are, he says, anger and being overly sensitive. So wonder how he translates hypersensitivity over here. Todas hakas, everybody says they have no gaiba. Truth to be told, no one is clean from this midah of gaiba. Sherry told us a gaiba, hemakas v'hakpada. That's so. It's a bit different. I would translate the translation of hypersensitivity is a bit hakpada means that you're very particular about things, and somebody does something you don't like, you get not you, but the person who has gaiba, he's very makpid. They said about it says about Shammai. Shammai was a captain, but it doesn't mean that he was a Baal gaiba. Chas v'sholom. That was a good type of being particular about things that are important. Here he's talking about things that are being particular about things that are really not so. It's not worth getting into an argument over it or getting angry over it. It's not so. It doesn't. That's so. I don't know why he translates this as hypersensitivity. That has to me a connotation of, oh, a person is a bit, he's a sensitive person. He's easily hurt. He's easily offended. Now that could be also because he's a bit arrogant. That could be, but today we say that it's not because of that. It's because of I believe there is truth to it. He's not. We're not as strong as people were in the olden day, if you will. And a person who's strong, he's not so sensitive to things that people say to him, that do to him. Not necessarily because he's such a big humble person, but just because he's strong. He's a strong individual. A person is a weak individual, even if they're not necessarily an arrogant individual, but it hurts them. Then somebody insults them or says something disrespectful to them. It hurts them because they're weak. They don't have that strength. But perhaps that's the reason why he used this expression over here of hypersensitivity. But in any case, these are the offsprings. These are the things that the results. Todos are what results from the father. The father is gaiba, arrogance, and the results are getting angry. The results are being very overly particular about things that one doesn't need to be so particular about and get upset about, etc., etc. So that's interesting. The Pele Yoetz says, a person will say, "Oh, he's not arrogant, but he has all these issues." So today we would say, right, because he's I think we see this. We see this that people are weaker. They're weaker. They're more sensitive. I don't think that it's just modern psychology that says. I think that this is something that is. I think this is truly so. I think it's truly so. But in any case, that's the Pele Yoetz is speaking without that. But the Yesod is certainly so. The question is, what's the father? Is the father because the person is a weaker individual, a more sensitive individual, or is it because he's an arrogant individual? But either that father or that father, but it's going to result in the things that he says over here that are going to result: hatred, competition, anger, being hurt and being offended, hypersensitivity, like our translator has translated. And so that's the last thing that he says over here: a person must distance himself from sins and bad character traits such as gaiva, and cling to mitzvahs and to good character such as humility. And for this is not only an expression of who he is, but they will influence his offspring, who will be just like him. He could be meaning this in two ways. Oh, we're out of time. He could mean in terms of his physical sons, or it can mean in the results of his of his actions himself. So those are also called his sons. Like he said in the beginning, it was a play on Noah. It says the Rashi says that the Noah. It says Ela told us Noah, and they told us the offspring of Noah or his Ma'asim Tovim. That's the Iker told us of a person. The Iker offspring of a person are his own good actions. They are the result of the fact that he is the father. He has the good midos. He has the desire to do mitzvahs. That's the person's Iker offspring. Even more so than his physical, biological offspring, even though that's also included in what he means over here, that he'll have offspring that are like him. And with that, we say good Shabbos, everybody.
Good Shabbos. Have a good Shabbos, Rabbi. Thank you so much. Have a good Shabbos, Roy. Alan.
You too. See you, Alan. See you. Bye.
Yeah.
Good Shabbos.